I've got it. A particle accelerator to force the electron-positron pair to annihilate, creating a 98% rest mass to energy conversion. Residual neutrinos are messing it up, but otherwise we can get around that. What should I do now?
Time to make it rain!
Who are you and how the heck did you get in here?
Well, you see, you haven't exactly paid your security bill for about 3 years now. It's gonna hurt your credit.
I can't afford it. Particle physics doesn't pay.
And neither does college nowadays, or so I hear. But that's not why I'm here. You stumbled upon something very lucrative here. Do you even know what to do next?
Start a business?
That's something we'll do eventually. But for now, let's focus on getting you a patent.
A patent?
You have one of the doctorate degrees in one of the most rigorous courses in the world, and you don't know what a patent is?
I've been living on unemployment checks for 7 years. All I do nowadays is just research and scroll through book face ads. It's nice to know that there are single females in my area, though.
Okay, look, it's pretty obvious. You've been out of the loop for a while, so I'm gonna do something for you. I'm gonna give you a great rundown on some personal finance.
Okay.
Okay, so easily one of the things we're going to talk about is obviously the patent. It's protection of your intellectual property. Basically what it does is you go to the patents office of the US government, get the patent, and it protects you from other people, large corporations, for example, stealing your invention and mass producing it, and basically making it obsolete.
Yeah, I bet they would add a bottle opener on the end of mine just to color different. Okay, I patent the device. What else?
Well, now we need to start a business. Now that your product is protected, there are essentially 3 types, but we'll talk about that on another day.
Besides, it's not part of the unit that the viewers are watching anyway.
What viewers?
I mean the camera right there.
Anyways, when starting a business, you need money. It's very common that most entrepreneurs don't have the funds they need in order to start a business. Often, they go to get a loan from a bank. However, before you can actually get approved for a loan, you're going to need an investment plan. It's basically a written plan of why should they invest in you? Give them a reason. This can consist of 4 major parts. First of all, you have your risk and return objectives. Sure, your particle accelerator might create a black hole and kill us all. But, as they say, greater the risk, greater the reward. Secondly, you're going to need an investment policy. Essentially, this is essentially the official paperwork regarding what you're going to spend your money on. Thirdly, is your investment guidelines and constraints. This is a detailed list of what markets you'll be going into and where you're going to be selling. Lastly is portfolio management. Making sure that everything you have is taken care of, and it's kind of, think about it like the health of your business and how it's growing and how it's doing.
Anything else, oh wise one?
Well, you see, we can't exactly talk about loans without talking about credit.
Isn't that thing credit, isn't it evil? I mean, that's what my dad told me.
It can be if you make some dumb decisions. Essentially, credit is your total rating of how timely you pay off all of your debts. You have to have a decent credit score and able to buy things like a house or a car or any other investment you might come up with. It's very important.
Well, what factors affect your credit?
Your credit is affected by how timely you pay off debts, like I said earlier. But when getting a loan, your credit score plus your character, capacity, and collateral will determine whether or not you get the loan. First of all, your capacity is how much money you currently own and how much you stand to make. The more money you have, the more likely you are to pay off your debts. Secondly, is your character. That means how quickly you pay off your debt. You can be a billionaire and have terrible credit if you never pay off your debt. Finally, your collateral is what you have that can be taken away from you in the event you don't pay off your debts. The more collateral you have, the more the bank stands to make if you don't pay your debts off.
So, when are we going to talk about burning down your establishment to collect the insurance money? I mean, what's the best way to handle that?
Wait, before we continue, what's your name again?
Bill. My name's Bill.
You mean like Bill Nye?
We can't afford a copyright strike.
What world are you living in?
The TV world, where jokes are saturated with cringe and scientists can't get a good TV budget.
Okay. Anyways, burning down an establishment is not good for multiple reasons, extending beyond being illegal. You know that, right?
Okay, fine. Is there anything else involving credit?
We still have what types of loans we have to get into. The better your credit score, the better deals you're going to get. But we also need to talk about interest rates. There are two types, simple and compound interest.
Well, what's the difference?
Simple interest is very simple. It's based off the original amount. And you know exactly what you're going to be paying each month. Compound interest, however, is based off of how much you currently owe, which ends up leading you to have to fork over more cash. Unfortunately, all businesses do it, so get used to it.
Man, that sucks. Well, what's a good place to get a loan?
One of the best places is usually a bank. Speaking of storage, a bank is just one of many options. It's just most reliable because it happens to be insured by the government. A credit union, for example, is basically a bank, but for members only. Because it's members only, they tend to have a higher interest rate. Thirdly, you have saving and loans companies. What you do is you basically give them their money, but the problem is it's hard to get the money back out. Because of this, it's often used as retirement because of its high interest rates. And if you need cash now, payday loan companies will give you cash in return for your next portion of your next paycheck. I won't tangle with those guys though, as it's expensive to pay them back, especially on a tight budget.
So you brought up the interest rate. Can that be a means of funding you as well?
Yes, interest rates go both ways depending on the circumstances. In most scenarios, you're getting money from the interest on your savings account. This is an incentive, so you just don't store your money under a mattress. However, the interest rate on your savings account is less than the interest rate on, say, what you would pay for on your loan. As I've already stated, the savings account is the safest and easiest way to earn interest, but it gives you the least return. As you know, greater the risk, greater the reward. Secondly, the U.S. government, in times of inflation, will sell U.S. Treasury bonds. They take your money, and then they give you more. They give it back with more. Lastly, stock is the riskiest of it all, but it's also the most rewarding. You invest in a company. If it grows, you gain more money. If it falls, you could lose everything. Lastly, there are stock mutual funds. What this is it's like stock, but instead of going in by yourself, you pool your resources with other investors as a group, and then whatever you make off of that profit, whatever you make, you split among yourselves.
Wow, that was a lot to take in. So you actually think we can start this thing?
If you manage not to suck us into a black hole, I'll even help you start it. What do you say?
Really?
Really, really.